So we are live now. Good evening, everyone.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Let's get to business, sir.
So,
Salim.
okay. Sure.
So, guys, just like the last Friday, we have collated a few questions that we have received from some students, right? And we're just going to discuss those questions in the best way possible. That's what we'll try to do, and we'll discuss around it if required, right? Chalo. How to take best learning from today's DNLR section in mock? Is it advised to solve all the sets before seeing the solution? Yes, 100%. Try to solve all the sets. Don't see the solutions unless and until required. If you can do it yourself, then why? Even after seeing the solution, you try to solve it again once. एक बार खुद से. Even after seeing the solution, ऐसा क्यों 2 बार आ रहा है? शुरू करते हैं सर. You're on mute, sir.
नवीन सर आप म्यूट करो. हाँ. तो ये वाले क्वेश्चन में अपन क्या करेंगे?
Let's try to talk in English.
Okay. Should we?
We should.
Okay. So it says from a vessel completely filled up with a pure milk, 140 liter is removed and replaced with equal quantity. So this is a standard question of replacement. Okay. Now the process is repeated one more time, so it is happening twice, and after that some solution is left out, right? And in that solution, we have from that solution we are taking out 98 liters of solution, and we see that ratio of milk and water is 18 and 90. Sorry, 18 and 80. In 98 liters, 80 liters is water, so milk should be 18 liters. So milk is to water ratio, final milk is to water ratio is equal to 18 upon 80. Okay, sorry. So what is the milk fraction? That is, I can say that is 18 upon 98. So milk fraction is 18 upon 98. So that is equal to 1 minus. So final 1 minus replaced. Sir, V won't be there because I am dividing V, then only I am taking fraction, right? So 140 upon total quantity, that is V power 2. So left hand side is 3 by 7 whole square. So 4 by 7 should be equal to 140 upon V. Again answer.
So this is 9 out of 49 is equal to 1 minus 140 upon V cos square root. So from here we will have V is equal to 3 by 7. 1 minus 3 by 7 is going to be 4 by 7. So V is going to be 140 into 7 by 4.
Yep. Correct.
बहुत गंदा क्वेश्चन.
So 35 into 7 हो गया ना?
245.
So 45. So basically this is the formula.
Guys, what you have to take away from this is when you do the same replacement twice, you'll get a square in terms of the original mixtures ka wo, fraction. So 18 by 98, it reduces to 9 by 49. You'll find it as a square. If it was done 3 times, you'll find a cube appearing there, right? So like that, you have to look at it and you have to figure out कि वो cube root या square root कहाँ से निकलेगा.
शशांक आपके लिए स्टेटमेंट है.
सचिन अच्छा ठीक है. Basically, I'm not sure GP sir knows about this doubt session or not. If we are going to inform GP sir is going to be worried about him कि उनको भी रात को 12 बजे ना बुला ले.
हमारा चल रहा है.
हमारा चल रहा है ठीक.
Okay. Next problem is Ravi is driving at a speed of 40 km per hour on a road. Vijay is 54 meters behind Ravi and driving in the same direction as Ravi. Ashok is driving along the same road from the opposite direction at a speed of 50 km per hour and is 225 meters away from Ravi. The speed in km per hour at which Vijay should drive so that all the three cross each other at the same time is. तो मैं बताता हूँ मैं इसको कैसे attempt करूँगा. कि I'll draw a straight line and there are three people. We have got Ravi, उसके पीछे Vijay. They are moving in the same direction and the person before him is Ashok who is moving towards it. Now Ravi's speed is given as 40 and Ashok's speed is given as 50. The distance between Ravi and Ashok is given as 225 meters and the distance between Vijay and Ravi is given as 54 meters. So basically they start simultaneously and they're going to meet at the same time. So time is constant. So if I take the speed of Vijay to be V, the ratio of their speeds will be in the ratio of the distances they are going to cover. So I'm saying that let's say Ravi meets Ashok after covering x distance. So Ashok will be covering 225 minus x. So Vijay is going to cover 54 plus x. Ravi is going to cover only x, while Ashok is going to cover 225 minus x. Now, if I need to find out the value of x, my target is to take this ratio and figure it out. So basically 4:5, 4 plus 5 is 9. So this will turn out to be 100 and this will turn out to be 125. So that 100 and 125 is also in the ratio 4:5. This 100 goes here. So I will have Vijay upon Ravi का ले सकते हैं या फिर अशोक का किसी का भी ले सकते हैं. So I'm going to take Ravi. So Vijay upon Ravi, speeds का ratio will be 54 plus 100, that is 154 out of 100. So from here we will have Vijay is equal to this is 2.5 times, which is 308 ka 5. So this is going to be 61.6. ये Vijay का speed होगा. So I did not have to calculate in how much time Ravi and Ashok meet. In that same time, Vijay has to cover what distance. I don't have to bring in time in order to get to the speed because time constant है तो speed distances ratios they are directly proportional. तो direct उसका use कर सकते हैं. आप लोग बताओ आप लोग क्या करना चाहोगे?
The other alarming factor in this question, sir, is that two speeds are given in kilometers per hour and the distances are given in meter. So immediate chul will be to try and convert the speeds into meters per second, which could be avoided because both the speeds are given in kilometers per hour and the question asked is also speed in kilometers per hour for the other person. So as long as ratios, because all of them are going to meet at the same point, time is going to be the same. The ratio of speeds is ratio of distances covered. Now the unit of distance could have been anything. वो miles भी होता तो आंसर नहीं बदलता.
Right.
That's the thing that you have to keep in mind when you're looking at questions like this. It's basically that the time in which, so if I for a moment if I eliminate Vijay from the question and I say that Ravi and Ashok are in the ratio 4:5, and the distance to be covered is 225. Then Ravi covers 100. So now bring Vijay into the question. So Vijay will cover 154 in the same time. So ratio of speeds is 154 by 100, or you can say Vijay ka speed will be 1.54 times of what Ravi's speed is.
Bilkul. I mean, basically, instead of taking this to be 2.5, we could have done this as Vijay's speed is going to be 40 into 1.54 times, which is like
Yeah.
doubling
And approximately
1.54 twice. हाँ तो 40 का 1.5 60 होता है तो 60 प्लस होगा थोड़ा सा लिटिल 60 प्लस सो फोर्थ ऑप्शन एनीवेज ठीक है लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट वन हाँ जी
So in this, see, when there are two concentric circles, it's always a matter of time again, because by the time both of them, the question is about at what time they are going to meet, and both of them are starting simultaneously. So we have to some way figure out a way in which we can bring them into the same circle and eliminate the two circles wala possibility, right? So basically the inner radius is 3, the time is going to be equal for both of them. So the inner radius is 3, outer radius is 4, and person running on the inner radius is running at a speed of 9, and person in the outer radius is running at the speed of 10. And the question is asking us, whatever the condition is, the question is asking us, when is the distance between them minimum? The distance between them will be minimum when they are at the same angle. I mean, the angle between them is 0 degrees, right? So if I were to superimpose the chota wala circle into the bada wala circle, if I have to take 9 and 3 and superimpose that into the larger circle of 4 radius, then the speed of Anu will become 12. Basically, what we need to understand is Anu is covering 3 at a distance speed of 9, 3 at a speed of 9, and Binu is covering 4 at a speed of 10. The ratio of their speeds is going to be 3 is to 2.5. So 12 is to 10, or you can say it is 6 is to 5. But now in this question, the question says that they are at a right angle with each other, but we don't know in this case whether both of them are running clockwise or both of them are running anti-clockwise. So matlab, the angle between them is actually 90 degree or 270 degree. We don't know as of now. Let's try to assume that it is 90 degree and see. Now the ratio of their speeds is 6 is to 5. That is what we know. And both of them are running in the same direction. So if the ratio of their speeds is 6 is to 5, and Binu covers 1 quarter in 10 seconds, and the distance between them itself is 1 quarter. If Binu covers 1 quarter in 10 seconds and the distance between them itself is 1 quarter, Anu will have to cover 1 quarter more than Binu covered. At the speed 6 is to 5, by the time Binu will cover 5 quarters, Anu will be covering 6 quarters, and both of them will be at the same point. That is the understanding primarily here.
Take second. Let me show them. So I'm going to divide them into 4 quarters. Shashank? Quarters. So Binu is going to cover 5. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the meantime, Anu is going to cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the point where they are going to be meeting, which is diametrically opposite to from where Anu starts. So, again.
So Binu will take 50 seconds to cover. Binu will take 50 seconds to cover 5 rounds. I will look for 50 seconds in the options. It is not there. That means the question is now actually asking us for 270 degrees instead of 90 degrees. Right? So 90 degrees का difference cover करने के लिए, 1 quarter का distance cover करने के लिए, if we took 50 seconds, for 3 quarters you will take 150 seconds, which is going to be 2.5 minutes. Option 3.
So basically, this figure is 3 times of this. So instead of 50 seconds, now they will be taking 3 times of that. So which is going to be 150 seconds. 150 seconds is nothing, 2.5 minutes.
Any
Let
other
me
way, sir?
shift us.
Keeping them in the same circle or
No, same circle is the best way. It will be very difficult otherwise over there, because we will have to keep track of after every quarter, where they are. As in, if I'm talking about concentric circles, that means they should be on this along the same
Straight.
diameter or same radius. Sorry, same radius
correct.
of the larger circle. So it will be difficult that way. So it's better if we bring them all on the same platform.
Guys, the other thing we need to understand, एक बार नवीन sir उसमें see, when we took Anu out from the 3 centimeter to 4 centimeter, उसका speed 9 से 12 इसलिए हुआ ताकि अनु जितना टाइम में सर्कल ओरिजिनली कवर करती थी अभी भी उतना ही टाइम में करेगी. We have proportionally increased speed as per the increase in distance, so that the time in which Anu will be able to cover the entire circle is going to remain the same. That is what you need to keep in mind when you are superimposing 2 circles in a circular track question. Can we convert to angular speed is the question by Snehasis Patnaik. ये angular speed वगैरह हाँ
we can, but it's again going to be difficult because basically we will be getting into 2 pi r wala logic. If they understand the ratio component, then obviously we will not be looking into 2 pi r, we'll be looking at r only. So if you look at b is covering 4. Assume, let's take radius as 4, so quarter is also going to be 4 only, right? So b is covering 4 in that is 90 degrees in 10 seconds. So A ka corresponding degrees in 10 seconds, we will figure it out. And then we will find that these are the 2 hands of a clock. In how much time will they be 0 degrees apart, right?
correct.
So
In
lamba
fact-
jayega, but ratio hi use hoga.
In fact, Navin sir, these two could be assumed as a minute hand and an hour hand instead of giving them a speed of 6 is to 5.5 that is मतलब क्या 6 is to 0.5 जो होता है उनका speed. We are giving them a speed of 6 is to 5. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Clocks ho jayega, yeah.
Hmm.
Can be done. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. This question is from the latest mock. So we wanted to tell that the people who asked, is there an alternate way? There are alternate ways to a lot of questions, but the simpler way will be what we have given in the video solution as well as in the text solution. If you want to go by the fraction, it will be more time consuming. It may become difficult to keep track of, 1/3 was when filled and in how much time half was supposed to be filled, how much time was left or what was the capacity left. So I prefer, never working with fractions when it comes to time and work. शशांक सर आपका क्या कहना है?
वही है, अगर फ्रैक्शन ऑल्टरनेट अप्रोच का मतलब ये नहीं है कि बेटर अप्रोच. ऑल्टरनेट
हाँ.
अप्रोच तो है.
फ्रैक्शन कभी बेटर अप्रोच तो नहीं होता.
तो जो है सो है, वैसे ही करना है. सब लोगों ने जब सॉल्व किया है तो एवरीवन हैज टेकन द सेम अप्रोच. तीनों लोग के पास एक ही अप्रोच है. जो ऑल्टरनेट अप्रोच है वो तीनों में से कोई सॉल्व नहीं करना चाहता बिकॉज दैट इज फार मोर लेंथी है. तो
I would hate that.
तो वो सबके पास दो ही अप्रोच है. पहली वाली अप्रोच तीनों में कॉमन है. Vandero, you got the wrong answer. It's 10%. Kindly watch the video solution of this question. Next one.
शशांक सर.
इसमें क्या है रवि सर, इट्स अप टू यू. वो 5 करोड़ वाला एग्जांपल.
ठीक है. A vessel contains 50 liters of 40% solution of alcohol in water. The vessel M to this vessel m liters of alcohol and water mixture is added, which contains n liters of alcohol. If m and n are integral values and m plus n equal to 120, then what is the maximum possible concentration of alcohol in the mixture? So, uh, there is no difficulty in this question as such, but there is one question that has come very often about this case. If I am considering m to be n to be 120 and m to be matlab, both of them to be equal, then I get 100% concentration alcohol that I am adding of 60 liters. Then how am I calling it a mixture? See, normally गणित की भाषा में थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर चलता है और वो it can be called a mixture because the answer is not going to cross 72.72 irrespective of the values that you are going to take in this, keeping the ratio the same. For example, if we had started with 5,000 liters of alcohol,
अरे नहीं,
and the
हमने 5 करोड़ बोला था.
5
आपने
करोड़
5
बोला
करोड़
था
बोला.
भाई साहब आपने.
5 करोड़ आपको लिखने में भी तो टाइम लगेगा. If we had started with 5,000 liters of alcohol and m plus n would be 120,000, everything ratio wise is the same. Even if in that case you take मतलब m and n में 2 का difference लेके अगर आप करते हो उसको, then you will find that the value will always be tending towards 72.72 and it is never going to cross 72.72, right? Normally also, even otherwise in questions of alloys and all, Naveen sir, remember that question, जिसमें एक block होता है 6 kgs का, एक block होता है, we say
Geometric
that there is two alloys of iron have two different
12 kg. Answer is
हाँ
4 kg.
answer is 4 kg. वही two alloys of iron, one of 6 kg and one of 12 kg have different concentrations of iron.
एक को 100 एक को 0 मान लेते हैं.
एक को 100 एक को 0 माना लेते हैं, तो alloy कैसे बोल रहे हो उसको?
नहीं बोल सकते, क्यों नहीं बोल सकते, माने हमारा.
बोल सकते हैं, वही तो देखो मैथ्स में चल जाता है ये थोड़ा बहुत, इसको मिक्सचर बोल सकते हैं. हाँ, अल्कोहल एंड वाटर सॉल्यूशन बोल देता तो प्रोबेबली डिफरेंट हो जाता इंस्टेड ऑफ मिक्सचर.
मिक्सचर.
या
ठीक है.
या
शशांक सर.
नवीन सर, ग्राफ तो आप ही को ड्रॉ करना पड़ेगा.
आप बोलते जाओ, मैं करते जा रहा हूँ.
तो मिनिमम फंक्शन का ग्राफ ड्रॉ कर लो. सो इफ fx का करते हैं, सो इफ x is 0, y 7, and if y is 0, then x is 3.5.
ग्राफ क्यों ड्रॉ करवा रहे हो? डायरेक्ट इक्वेट नहीं करवा रहे.
अच्छा हाँ ठीक है, इक्वेट कर सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ, हमेशा कर सकते. देयर इज नो लिमिटेशन ऑन द रेंज ऑफ x.
हाँ, so x comes out to be 4.
at x equal to 4, these two lines will meet. 7 minus 2x and 2x minus 9 will meet. But that is not
fx is equal to minus
that
1.
is point of minima of y, but that is not minima of y. x equal to 4 will be the point of minima of y, sir. क्योंकि अगर आप 7 minus 2x के लाइन को देखो, if you take y equal to 7 minus 2x, at x equal to 0, y will be 7. वो एक पॉइंट डालिए तो उस पे.
अच्छा, ग्राफ ड्रॉ करने बोल रहे हो?
हाँ, ग्राफ ड्रॉ हो गई है.
ओके, ठीक है. So let's draw the graph of f of x. So we are basically saying किस
x
हद
is
तक
0,
जाना है
y
हमें?
7.
5 तक.
नहीं लंबा जाना पड़ेगा सर.
x equal to 2, x equal to 8 रेंज है सर क्वेश्चन का, वहां तक जाना पड़ेगा. Let's put x equal to 2. In the first one, 7 minus 2x में let's put x equal to 2, y equal to 3.
सो मिनिमम है ना, तो x इक्वल टू 2 पे वैल्यू आएगी 3 और -5, तो -5 आएगी. x इक्वल टू 2 पे y -5 होगा. x इक्वल टू 3 पे कितना होगा? 1 and -3.
Hmm. So
-3
minus
होगा.
नहीं, both of these lines 7 minus 2x and 2x minus 9 will meet at x is equal to 4.
हाँ, तो वो यही है ना, -5, -3 एंड 0. ये ऐसे पॉइंट बनेंगे. तो 2 पे -5, उस पे -3 आ रहा है. x को
Correct.
अगर 3,
At x equal to 4 you will get minus 1.
हाँ, x = 4 पे -1 ही आएगा. हाँ, ठीक है.
Minus 1 आएगा.
और उसके बाद वापस से सेम रेशियो में नीचे जाना शुरू कर देगा. फिर अगले पे होगा -3, फिर -5, -7. हाँ, यही बनेगा ग्राफ.
Hmm. We have to take it till x equal to 8. हाँ.
अब gx को देख लेते हैं. तो x = 2 पे वैल्यू क्या आएगी? 2 पे माइनस मैक्सिमम है ना, तो 4 आएगी.
हाँ, it will have its point of minima at x equal to 4.
अरे x = 4 पे 0.
0 हो जाएगा.
हाँ, तो नवीन सर बस लाइन चाप दो उधर. हाँ,
बस.
और ऐसे ही ऊपर चला जाएगा. गंदा ग्राफ बन गया. वाह.
So
अब
we
x
have
= 2 ट्रेपेजियम बन गए. x = 2 पे -5 और उसको मिला दो.
4 and 9 or 1 5. 5 into 2 10 हो गया.
ये दो
So
ट्रेपेजियम
basically,
है.
this point is going to be 2, 4. This point is going to be 0, 4. This point is -1, 4. Sorry, 4, -1. क्या लिख रहा हूँ? 4, 0. This one is going to be 4, -1. This one is going to be 2, -5 था. This
हाँ,
one is going to be 8, -7. And this point is going to be 6 or 8. So this is going to be 8, 8.
and this is going to be 8, 7.
Sorry?
8, 7
नहीं,
तो आना
8,
सही
8
आएगा
आएगा
ना?
ना?
नहीं, नीचे वाले पॉइंट की बात कर रहा
ये -7 आएगा ना?
हूँ. हाँ, हाँ, ठीक.
Okay, so we're asked to find the area enclosed. So if we join this, this is a distance of 1 unit. This is the
Yeah,
distance of 9 units.
and
The
distance
height
between
is 2
2
units.
units.
This is a distance of 15 units. This is a distance of 2, 3, 4 था ना?
Total 6 है सर.
6,
हाँ, तो
चार
30 आ जाएगा आंसर. 30 नहीं, 40.
So basically,
39
sum of parallel sides plus the parallel sides
नहीं,
into
सम ऑफ पैरेलल साइड्स दो अलग
ये.
हैं. into 2
Right.
40
So
आ
if we get rid of 2, so yeah, this is going to be 10 plus 32,
30.
42.
42, sorry.
So basically, these were the limits for x. We had to put those limits here and see where the graph was taking us. ठीक है. So in such types of questions, what you need to do is you need to make this as 0. This is going to be 0 when x is going to be plus or minus 1. If I take x is equal to 1, I will be getting the value over here as 3. So यहाँ पर चेंज था ना क्वेश्चन?
हाँ, actually that's वो था. Should I explain this one?
हाँ, ये आप एक्सप्लेन कर दो. ये क्वेश्चन चेंज हुआ ना?
नहीं, even it changed one. So basically, रिमाइंडर की बात हो रही है. सो बेसिकली द बेसिक इक्वेशन इज a is equal to dq plus r. A is equal to dq plus r. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder.
ये एक्चुअली माइनस था.
हाँ.
x इक्वल टू 1 पे 1 आना चाहिए, तो x इज
नहीं
इक्वल
नहीं,
टू 1 पे 1 केवल यहाँ से आता
I'm not going this. I am actually solving the whole thing.
है. हाँ,
So a is equal to dq plus r. That is the basic equation. A is the dividend. Divisor
dq.
dq नहीं, dq divisor into quotient. तो यहाँ पे अपना a जो है वो x पावर 6 माइनस एक्स क्यूब प्लस 1 एंड दैट इज इक्वल टू डिवाइजर इज एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 1. अब जब भी अपन डिवाइड करते हैं, नहीं आर नहीं लिखेंगे यहाँ पे, जब भी अपन क्वाड्रेटिक से लीनियर से डिवाइड करते हैं तो जो रिमाइंडर आता है वो कांस्टेंट होता है. जब क्वाड्रेटिक से करते हैं तो लीनियर होता है, क्यूबिक से करते हैं तो क्वाड्रेटिक होता है. तो यहाँ पे जो रिमाइंडर होगा वो ए एक्स प्लस बी होगा. नवीन सर एफ एक्स की जगह ए एक्स प्लस बी लिख. हाँ, तो वो लीनियर होगा. क्वाड्रेटिक से कर रहे हैं, क्यूबिक से कर रहे होंगे तो क्वाड्रेटिक आएगा, फोर्थ पावर से कर रहे होंगे तो क्यूबिक आएगा. तो अब यहाँ पे प्लस ए एक्स प्लस बी. तो अगर x को 1 रख दें तो LHS आ गया 1, RHS आ गया a प्लस बी. x नहीं सर, x तो 1 हो गया ना, a प्लस बी हो जाएगा. और अगर x को -1 रख दें तो वैल्यू क्या आएगी? -1 आ जाएगी.
b minus a.
दैट इज b माइनस ए. दोनों को ऐड कर देंगे तो 2b इक्वल टू 4. सो b कम्स आउट टू बी 2. सो b is 2 and a is -1. So my remainder is going to be minus x plus 2. 1 0. So this is actually the approach to solve the questions of remainder in algebra.
especially when you have a combination of factors or divisors, not factors, divisors.
Mr. Marble, you can actually use the long division method.
Question was x to the power 127.
हाँ.
तो करते रहेंगे, z का डे आ जाएगा सॉल्व करते करते. So we had toned down the question so that you guys can understand what we are doing. The actual question had huge powers of x. So long division approach, school wala, forget about it.
It won't work. नवीन सर ने अभी x 127 तक बोला है और फिर z तक सॉल्व करोगे, फिर z में x की पावर 183 आ जाएगा. तो फिर अगले z तक टाइम चला जाएगा.
स्कूल का पढ़ाया हुआ उतना ही याद रखना है जितना स्कूल में जब गर्लफ्रेंड बनी थी, अगर बनी थी तो.
नहीं, बॉय स्कूल के पढ़े हुए.
अभी कुछ नहीं बोलूंगा.
अगला क्वेश्चन देख लेते हैं.
हाँ.
A and B are natural numbers such that this happens. हाँ जी रवि.
क्या रवि? a इक्वल टू 1 रखेंगे पहले, अब b इक्वल टू 1 रखेंगे, 2 रखेंगे, 3 रखेंगे, विल फाइंड अ पैटर्न.
So
b इक्वल टू 1 रखेंगे तो
at b equal to 1 we'll get 3 into 1. At b equal to 2 we'll get 5 into 3. So at b equal to 3 we are bound to get 7 into 5, right? So so it's basically an is that term 2b plus 1 1 by 2b plus 1 and 1 by 2b minus. So harmonic mean बोल रहा है तो कुछ तो करके हार्मोनिक सम बोल रहा है तो डिनोमिनेटर में आएगा ये 1 by 3 1 by 5.
ये तो हम सब ने किया ही हुआ है बचपन में.
Yeah. It's a very common series question.
और पट से सब कट जाएगा.
पट से कट के 1 minus 1 by 101 बचेगा.
मुझे इस वाले क्वेश्चन में एक चीज बहुत प्यारी लगती है कि एक चीज तो गारंटी है कि कटेगा.
It is 100 by 50 by 101, which is less than 0.5.
and greater than 1.
That should be the answer. अगर इसमें हार्मोनिक मीन पूछ लेता तो
50 से डिवाइड कर देते सम को
50 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं,
मल्टीप्लाई कर
50 से हाँ मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं,
मल्टीप्लाई कर देते
50 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं. So in that case the answer would have been less
दो
than
टर्म्स
2.
का हार्मोनिक प्रोग्रेशन क्या होता है
2ab
One-
into a.
2 upon 1 plus a plus 1 by b. तो 1 by a plus 1 by b को ऐड कर रहे हैं हम. तो सम को 50 से डिवाइड करेंगे इसको.
हाँ 50 से इसको डिवाइड कर देंगे तो 1 by 1. हाँ
101
101.
आता है.
Correct.
चलो नवीन सर हो गया. चलें अब
I think यही था. Generic queries. स्कूल वाली गर्लफ्रेंड ने भी यही बोला था. VRC क्वेश्चन.
ठीक. नवीन सर एंड रवि सर आप दोनों पे पॉइंटेड है ये कुछ
कौन सा
कि VRC में स्कोर कैसे किया जाए.
VRC see I think VRC में I see I don't know whether you people will concur with this or not, but I feel that VRC is the only section that you can finish in the paper. मतलब VRC is the only section in which you can spend solid time on all 24 questions. So I mean I come from a very different school of thought. मेरा क्या है कि I know my RC accuracy will lie in the range of 70-75%. तो मैं 10 करता हूँ तो 7 सही होते हैं, तो मैं 24 कर देता हूँ.
देखो मैं 10 करता हूँ तो 7 सही होते हैं, 24 करता हूँ तो भी 7 ही सही होते हैं.
Yeah, but I think see the only key to VRC is being well read. If you have started preparing for CAT and even if you have started reading for 6 months, if you are a well-read person, you should be able to crack VRC because it's not very difficult or challenging in terms of the logic that is there in the questions. There are certain intricacies जिसको आप समझ लोगे तो you will be able to eliminate options. Yes, 2 out of 4 questions in an RC you will probably not be able to eliminate the last मतलब 1 out of the last 2 options left. But then if you are mark an answer only if you are convinced. Don't जबरदस्ती तुक्के नहीं मारना. And it's a myth that you can work on your accuracy. नहीं होता. I mean to all people who ask कि negative marks कैसे कम करें, अबे मुझे पता होता है negative mark आने वाला है तो मैं mark थोड़ी करता उसको. You never know when you are going to get a negative mark. You mark an answer only when you are convinced, and that is your comprehension level, right? So don't worry about it too much. Do the best you can do. Don't try to read faster than the speed at which you comprehend. Don't don't try to जबरदस्ती मत करो पेपर में. टाइम लगता है, लगने दो.
और जबरदस्ती मार करने का मतलब लोग कहते हैं कि प्रोबेबिलिटी जो होती है वो 25% होती है. मैं बता रहा हूँ 0%. मैं 6 क्वेश्चन में अगर सॉल्व मार्क करूं विदाउट कॉम्प्रिहेंडिंग विदाउट एलिमिनेटिंग द ऑप्शंस और विदाउट सॉल्विंग द क्वेश्चन, अगर मैं 40 क्वेश्चन में तुक्के मारूंगा मेरे 40 के 40 गलत होने वाले हैं.
तो सर ये लोग थोड़ा बेटर स्कूल में गए थे आपसे, इनसे हो
तो मैं
जाएंगे.
सॉल्व कर लेता हूँ 40 की.
Bitten has a query, scoring quite low in marks like 20-25. This is a method attempt, couldn't figure it out. Should I concentrate more on omits? Bitten, sorry to be harsh. Yes, you should. Start preparing for other exams. Start preparing for if you have filled the form for NMAT. look out for that. Do write SNAP, MHCET. Make sure that you are very serious about those exams.
I think
So
that can
you're
also
taking the
do.
third attempt, Bitan. May I ask what did you score in the previous two attempts? I mean, are you scoring low only because of overdo that you are doing in the third attempt, that you're not taking enough learnings from one mock to other, or हर दिन mock लिखते जा रहे हो, that is why there's a अति तिथे माती वाला condition, or if you scored actually a 30 or 40 in the previous CAT last year, then you have a good scope of scoring about 50 marks. 50, 55. 50, 55 is not bad.
A
50,
better
55 is,
college than other
yes,
exams.
right? But I think any inform, it's not only for someone who is scoring 20 or 25. I would say this to someone who is scoring 80 or 85, 100 also, to keep your options open. Don't narrow your scope right now. बाद में जब कॉलेज कन्वर्ट हो जाता है उसको रिजेक्ट करना होता है, वो किक अलग होता है. But you never know what is going to hit you on the day of the CAT. ठीक है.
अभी स्वयंवर रचाओ, नहीं होगा तो घर वाले अरेंज करवा ही देंगे भाई. Okay. Next. Bunny, you can't go from 2 to 3 sets. You can go from 10 questions to 13, 14 questions. You can't go to 3 sets.
Even I think
Very, very difficult.
getting to 14 questions or 13 questions in LR, it's not that easy of a task.
I think
Even
whenever
getting
I've
from
solved
10 to 11 is very difficult.
whenever I've solved more than 12 questions in the CAT, it has been from 4 different sets. Right? So sets पे उतना ध्यान मत दो. You should know when to leave the set. मतलब after investing X time, if I am getting Y value, and if you feel that XY payoff is good, then leave it there.
And
Unless and
Prakash,
until the other 2 questions are sitters and you are just मतलब छोड़ना है इसलिए नहीं छोड़ना. If cases वाले questions हैं, तो maybe, yeah.
Independent questions can be
See,
better.
normally in the mocks, Naveen sir, one thing I have noticed is in the mocks, be it ours or be it any other institutes also, we tend to, matlab within a set of DILR also, we tend to change the order of the questions. So, for example, आज वाला जो mock था उसमें, वो how many invalid votes is the last question of that set. That should ideally be the first question of the set, right? We just did that to test whether people are reading the questions or not. Correct? But in the CAT, actually, if you look at the PYQs, you will find that the order in which the questions are asked is the order in which set khulta hai. So whenever you are in doubt in a set, ask yourself whether you are able to solve the first or second question or not. Because if you get the first question wrong, like for example, वो boys girls वाला question था sir, boys girls dancing singing, 1 day event, 2 day event, 3 day event. उसमें first question था how many boys attended the event. The answer to that is 50. If you don't get that right, you're not going to get anything right in the paper in the next 4 questions. So question 1 and question 2, I consider them to be building blocks. They are going to show you a way in the CAT if you are stuck.
Okay, about our mocks, Shubhra, flexes are not easy. That's that's just what shall I say? Conspiracy theory by the students. Pros, we keep on experimenting with pros. When it comes to flexi, they are of all standard. They're not easy. It's just that those are not proctored ones. That's why you'll find that and it's also the mindset. If I give you a question and if I don't tell you it is from last year's CAT, you will most likely be able to solve it or give it a try. The moment I start off with, let me give you a question from last year's CAT, that panic starts. So people tend to look at flexi in that way. We have done a lot of experimentation in flexi. Recently, we gave 5 sets, right, in flexi LRDI. Yeah. So experimentation. 5 sets, obviously, the level of difficulty will be easier. So, वो बस conspiracy theory है कि flexis are easy, they are not.
And I think सर एक और चीज इसमें है कि flexi 5 या flexi 7 एक ऐसा कोई मॉक था जिससे सब डरते हैं आज को भी. उसको सिर्फ ADC Pro 14 हरा सकता है।
यार जब जब हम बैठते हैं मॉक बनाने ना, तो वी डोंट लुक एट कि फ्लेक्सी है कि प्रो है.
हाँ,
We simply make the questions. We are like, this is how we should be making. JD, we are not, कैट का हम लोग फोरम में नहीं है. How would we know कि कब बनने वाला है?
अरे आ जाएगा जेडी 2-4 दिन में, जल्दी जान के क्या ही हो जाएगा.
Font error 2017 2023 DLRR enough 99 percentile के लिए. Font error, it's font error from our side. We have no idea.
So it is nothing is enough actually.
कितना भी कर लो
is not enough. I can never say that you do this is enough. I can say कि इतना तो करना ही चाहिए to cover at least your basis.
Empires are scoring 50-16 CL marks. How can we expect in actual CAT? पता है कि DD पे कुछ भी हो सकता है, but still.
And when Empire you are saying जब पता है कि DD पे कुछ भी हो सकता है, तो इस क्वेश्चन का सेंस ही क्या है? So
I think
what do you want to ask actually? हम लोग कैसे प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हैं? अब पेपर है यार, हमें तो नहीं पता कि हमारा स्कोर कितना आने वाला है.
Gosh. 50-16 CL marks, we'll have to look into the entire history, as in we'll have to look into your dashboard and all the mocks that you have written. We have to see how much improvement you have made in each of the 3 sections, which all topics you have covered better. Then only we can predict to a certain extent the score. Percentile still we can't predict.
That depends
Next to
overall.
impossible. Percentile predictor है, आप उसमें डाल के देख लो कि क्या चल रहा है. अच्छा नहीं, वो तो उसका है ना, कॉलेज का. कैट वर्सेस करंट फॉर्म. हाँ, स्कोर क्या है, लेकिन वो तो उस समय आएगा.
It's a decent score. It's a not bad score. But one thing, even if I today अगर आपको दिलासा देने के लिए मैं अगर बोल भी दूँ that the mocks are a tad tougher than the CAT, then okay, 50 to 60 will increase to 60 to 70 in the CAT. But the CAT day pressure is way different from the mock pressure. So more or less you will remain there, right? But percentile wise there may be a change.
Rudraksh, I would say that PYQ अगर कर लिए, then I would say go back to the mocks, revise the mocks that we have been saying since a long time. कि जो भी मॉक दिए हुए आपको 1 महीने से ऊपर हो चुका है या फिर 2 हफ्ते से ऊपर हो चुका है, तो आपको you have to go back to each and every mock and revise all the mocks again, do those questions again, do daily dose if possible, and apart from that I don't think anything else is needed. So if you are revising the mocks themselves, I think it's more than enough. PYQs are must, but apart from PYQ, revising the mocks will be more than enough. If you get time, go do daily dose as well. That's it. I don't think you are going to have more time than that.
Acha, tell me if you guys agree with me on this. See, a particular topic. Let's talk about quant. LRDI is difficult, really difficult. But when it comes to quant, you are good in a particular topic because you have done that particular topic so many times, or not. Maybe in the current in the last few months, or maybe while you were in school. That's why it's so strong for you. It's not that you were born with it. So you have practiced so much. You kind of have learned it. For example, if I ask you, how do you find sum of roots, as in what is the formula to calculate sum of roots of a quadratic, you know it because you have learned it, or you may have solved similar questions so many times कि याद हो गया. It is true for all the topics of quant. It is also true for LRDI topics. The more varieties and the more questions you do again and again of the same type, you tend to get closer, and it becomes more easily comprehensible. It becomes easier to understand. It becomes easier to solve. You know the nuances. You know when to start from a particular pattern, or when you should not figure out the pattern. So वो सब experiences और learning है. आप सोच रहे हो कि LRDI का एक सेट कर लिया, ये टाइप पता चल गया. Infinite possibilities हैं LRDI के,
Yeah.
right? So if you have taken the mocks, make sure you go through the mocks. जो भी mocks के questions करे हैं, solve them if you haven't yet, and see that which type of question types you are more comfortable with. It's all about comfort. सारे नहीं होने वाले यार, कोई बंदा नहीं है जिसके चारों सेट होते हैं कैट में, टॉपर के नहीं होते, ठीक है, किसी के नहीं होते. 40 minutes 4 sets impossible है सॉल्व करना. So it's about which topics or which types of sets you are more comfortable with it. Select those out in the exams, in the mocks, उनको कर लो. 8 10 12 15 क्वेश्चंस तो छोड़ दो. 12 to 14 questions should be your target currently. कैट डी डे पे तो क्या पता आप 17 18 कर लो, पर आई डोंट थिंक कि 20 होने वाले हैं. मतलब 20 में ऑप्शन तो मार्क कर ही सकते हैं, पर हो नहीं सकता, इम्पॉसिबल है. पेपर सेट ही ऐसे किया जाता है कि nobody will be able to solve all 20 questions. No one has ever done. किसी को 80 स्कोर नहीं आया ये इसके पहले, जब you has to have 32 questions तो 96 मार्क्स आ जाए. 60 65 मार्क्स पे लोग रहते थे. So 15 questions, 50% of the questions or around 60% of the total questions, if you are able to solve them correctly, awesome.
Net correct, that is. I mean, people will make mistakes also in DILR. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि सेट बना लो तो पूरे 5 सही हो जाते हैं. जब से सर जब 4, आई हैव नोटिस वन थिंग, जब 4 क्वेश्चन वाला सेट होता था ना, तो वो 4 क्वेश्चन वाले सेट में 4 के 4 सही हो जाते थे. जब से 5 वाला आया है ना, तो एक आध तो गलत हो जाता है, क्योंकि एक आध 2 क्वेश्चन में तो एडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन ऐसा कुछ दे के 3 क्वेश्चन के बाद घुमा दिया जाता है सेट को.
LRDI तो फिर भी टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है. QA इज फाइन, ठीक है. आज तक नहीं हुआ है कि सारे क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट हो गए. जब पेपर 1 सेक्शन 1 आवर होता था, या अभी 40 मिनट्स है. इट्स इम्पॉसिबल टू सॉल्व ऑल द क्वेश्चंस. It's either one off topic, it's either going to be one off question, it's going to be one question based on pattern, numbers का होगा, geometry होगा, कुछ ना कुछ फंसेगा. Nobody can solve all the questions. People say they have attempted all the questions on VRC. They attempted it, they did not solve it. उनको लगता था कि ये ऑप्शन सही है. वो लगता होना और पता होने में अंतर है, ठीक है. So you should go through the mocks, Rudraksh, again and again, see the pattern, try to understand what are the varieties. There are tons of varieties. 30 mocks, 30 into 4 plus sets, 120 sets उधर है. प्रीवियस ईयर पे उठा लो, 200 250 सेट्स कर लिए, बहुत है. और अभी इतना टाइम भी नहीं है, दिन के 10-10 करोगे तो होगा भी नहीं.
तो बहुत हो जाएंगे. अगर 10 करोगे तो VA और QA कब करोगे? वो भी तो करोगे.
Yep. I think that people don't realize the value of repeatedly doing something.
It's very important. In anyone, all three of us, or anyone that you say they are good at a particular topic or they are good at a particular subject, any teacher, anyone, teacher छोड़ दो, आप sports person ले लो, आप orator ले लो, आप actor ले लो, कोई भी बढ़िया उसी में है क्योंकि उसने उसी को प्रैक्टिस किया. अब सलमान खान डांस नहीं कर सकता, उसकी एक्टिंग का स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट है. Why? He's good at it only. सबका अपना अपना.
बस्सी ने हॉस्टल का स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी 20 लोकेशंस पे किया, सेम.
वही है. It's about
it's about perfecting the craft. It's a skill, no? स्किल कैसे तुम्हारा ठीक होता है? जैसे कारपेंटर आरी चलाता है, बचपन से आरी चलाता आ रहा है, वो दरवाजा खड़ा कर देगा 1 मिनट, एक घंटे में. आप नहीं करा पाओ. That's the difference, nothing else. Whenever you see now something new, you are
कारपेंटर से
we also try something new, no? We also take time.
नहीं, लेकिन कारपेंटर से टिप तो मांग ही सकते हैं कि एक दिन में कैसे करें.
हाँ, लेकिन वो करने में, सुनने में ठीक है, लेकिन करने में टाइम तो लगता है, ठीक है. So it's about that. It's not about learning things by heart, but it's about practicing something so many times that you kind of learn it, you kind of remember it. बैठ के याद तो नहीं करना. Maths, LRDI, VRC, कुछ भी you can't, ratify anything. You have to solve questions again and again. That's what the mocks are there for. That's why you guys.
And one more thing I have said to people, कि when you are trying mocks, do one thing, try different strategies. ठीक है. Mock का score, and when you are trying something new, don't look at the mock score. it might go up, it might go down. So don't worry. ठीक है, screw ups are fine क्योंकि whatever works for me might not work for Ravi, might not work for Naveen, and what works for Naveen might not work for me. हम सबका different approach है, different चीजें हैं, different strategies है, लेकिन ठीक है, फाइनल टारगेट क्या है कि स्कोर आना चाहिए, कैसे आ रहा है वो उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. सो द थिंग इज कि कुछ मॉक्स ऐसे ले लो कि उसमें स्क्रू अप कर दो, डू समथिंग रैंडम, समथिंग डिफरेंट, जो तुम अभी तक करते आए हो उससे कुछ अलग करके ट्राई करो कि मतलब ठीक है मॉक का स्कोर तो है, एक्चुअल कार्ड थोड़ी है. सो इफ समथिंग वर्क्स इन सम मॉक एंड दैट क्लिक्स, तो इसका मतलब पूरा स्कोर का स्कोर शूट हो जाएगा. जैसे when I used to write exams, I always had one strategy of QA कि पहले मैंने क्वेश्चन पढ़ना शुरू करूंगा हमेशा सिंगल लाइन क्वेश्चन पढ़ता था, बिकॉज सिंगल लाइन क्वेश्चन की ब्यूटी ये है कि वो 30 सेकंड में बताएगा होगा नहीं होगा, कॉम्प्रिहेंशन नहीं है उसमें. और जब सिंगल लाइन क्वेश्चन खत्म होगा तब बड़े बड़े 4-4-5-5 लाइन के क्वेश्चन, दैट यूज्ड टू वर्क फॉर मी. लेकिन क्या अब मैं ये फॉलो करता हूँ? नहीं, अब मैं सीक्वेंसली जाता हूँ. सो these are different type of strategies. Do you want to try this? Why not? इसीलिए तो मॉक्स होते हैं कि मतलब मॉक्स में you are allowed to screw up as much as you like. So try that. क्या काम करेगा क्या नहीं करेगा, ठीक है.
Mohit, we are not going to answer your query. Sorry. Reason being, या तो आप ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट हो जाओगे या फिर आपको बुरा लग जाएगा. So let's not go there. Ravi,
आंसर तो कर ही दिया. हाउ मेनी मॉक्स आर आइडियल फ्रॉम नाउ? थिंक 15 days. 4 मॉक बहुत है, 4-5 ज्यादा हो गया.
और भी बहुत है.
पांच ठीक है, 5 से ज्यादा नहीं.
हाँ, उससे ज्यादा बिल्कुल नहीं. मतलब
5 भी अभी तो पढ़ने का वक्त आ गया, पढ़ो, रिवाइज करो, और एग्जाम के एक हफ्ते पहले कोई मॉक मत देना.
एक हफ्ता ज्यादा हो गया, 3 दिन तक बोल सकते हो, लोग देंगे तो जरूर. So 21st should be the last.
को मॉक देना ही नहीं है 20 के बाद, क्योंकि अगर मॉक खराब हो गया ना तो 4 दिन रूट ऑफ रहने वाला है आदमी का. तो
कमजोर दिल वाले ना दे 20th.
कमजोर सर, स्ट्रॉन्ग दिल वाले भी नहीं है बहुत लोग, ज्यादा लोग तो कमजोरी दिल
देखो
वाले.
होगा ये 21st को मॉक दिया, वो खराब गया तो 22nd को फिर से देंगे.
हाँ, अब वो खराब होगा ही होगा क्योंकि उसमें प्रेशर ज्यादा है कि अब अच्छा स्कोर करना है, नहीं तो कैट के लिए मोरल डाउन होगा. तो वो मतलब ज्यादा रिस्क नहीं लेना है, ज्यादा उसमें मॉक में नहीं पढ़ना है. 2-3-4 मॉक वुड बी फाइन, लेकिन आफ्टर 20 आई वुड से डोंट राइट एनी.
So yes, revise. You go to drill down analysis and go through topic wise. Final mock on 24th. No, Jyotir, do not do that.
हाँ, फाइनल मॉक 24th ही है, कैट है उस दिन.
अच्छा, मॉक समझ के ही देते ना, बड़ी.
अगर मॉक में अच्छा स्कोर आ रहा है तो मॉक मान लो. हाँ, चलो चलें अब.
हाँ, I think all the types of questions we have covered. Snehasis has a different type of question. Was able to score 81 in the CAT 2021 paper. Hadn't seen the questions before. Is it a good measure trying to get 10 marks?
Now, CAT 2021 is it's a good measure only. I mean, if you're solving a previous CAT paper, if you hadn't seen any question, it's a decent thing. But I think CAT 2021 का कौन सा slot था, उसमें DILR there is definitely scope for improvement, and quant also there is definitely scope for improvement, because 2021 was not as difficult as 2023 was in terms of either quant or DILR, right? Number 2 is that, see, the PYQs, if you look at it and if you look at your percentile at your score of 81 SNEASIS and you compare it with the actual CAT percentile that anyone would have got at an 81 score at CAT 2021, you will find a lot of difference in that, because CAT सिर्फ CAT के दिन tough लगता है, because 81 you are getting without the CAT day pressure today, we add that cat day pressure, that 81 will probably translate to 75, 76 or 71 only. I mean, at least one odd question in each of the sections. वो cat day pressure will be there. We have to learn how to take that pressure and get on with it. And if you have already learned taking that pressure, then I think it's a good measure only. Not bad.
Okay, before we answer this question, yes, Mohit, that's the right way. Parag, already some CDCs have been opened as sectionals. Please look into it. Score is about 60. Kishan, कुछ भी हो सकता है on the D-Day. ठीक है, let's get done with this session. Shashank, how do you control the nerves and stay grounded during D-Day?
यार नवीन सर, मैं तो हमेशा ही चिल रहा था. मैं तो D-Day वाले दिन भी people look at me and they are scared of me. कि आदमी इतना हंस क्यों रहा है. ठीक है, मुझे मजा आ रही है. So I think I'm the worst guy to answer this question. How to stay calm? I'm always calm.
So only Ravi should answer this. मैं भी गलत इंसान हूँ. मैं वर्बल के पहले 20 मिनट जाकर सो जाता हूँ. आजू बाजू वाले लोग पड़े.
हाँ.
पूरी हालत हो जाती है.
मैं तो जाता हूँ चिंगम चबा के एकदम. I mean, honestly, basically I feel that, see, I trust my instincts. I trust my guts. I trust myself when I am solving a question. बस इतना ही बताता हूँ मैं खुद को कि अगर क्वेश्चन टफ है तो सबके लिए टफ है, क्वेश्चन इजी है तो मेरे लिए इजी है. दैट्स व्हाट आई से इनसाइड द एग्जाम हॉल. सो अगर क्वेश्चन मेरे को टफ आ रहा है, नहीं बन रहा है, तो आई नेवर एक्चुअली लुक फॉर, सर एक और चीज है बताऊंगा, मेरा पेपर जो स्ट्रेटजी है, आई नेवर सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चंस, आई रिजेक्ट क्वेश्चन.
सेम.
I always find questions to reject because I go in with an intent कि पूरे 66 करने हैं. इंटेंट वो होता है, ठीक है. उनमें से जो नहीं बनते जा रहा है उसको छोड़ते जाओ बस. So and if at one point, if you feel during taking the mock also or during the actual paper also, if you feel that at any point ऐसा प्रेशर आ रहा है एकदम और ये हो रहा है, तो take a break of 1 minute. Have a sip of water and tell yourself ये वो क्वेश्चन स्क्रीन से उतर के बाहर निकल के कुछ नहीं करने वाला तुमको. क्वेश्चन तुम्हारा कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकता, तुम बिगाड़ सकते हो क्वेश्चन का.
I don't think everyone is going to agree there. कि हर एक क्वेश्चन बिगाड़ सकता है मेरा. Okay, from a student's perspective, the thing is, whenever I have written competitive exams, and I have written a lot, it was like very chill. The day before the exam, I have never studied. Actually, I have never slept as well. So पूरा chill मार के party शार्टी करके उसके बाद सीधे exam देने के हूँ. Whether had it been a college exam or whether had it been placements, after placements, competitive exams. So सबका अपना अपना तरीका होता है. So it's completely going to be biased if I say कि this is the right approach. It depends. Whatever you feel, you're comfortable with, you like, do that on the day D-1 day. ठीक है. Chill होके जाओ. Pressure नहीं लेना.
And one more thing, when I am going to write an exam, I never have any preconceived notion कि मुझे इतने अटेम्प्ट करने हैं, मुझे इतना परसेंटाइल लाना है. वहाँ गए और देखो, मेरा जजमेंट का क्राइटेरिया बड़ा सिंपल है कि आई एम गोइंग टू go sit in my seat. If I'm unable to understand anything, I'm going to stand up, look at everyone around me. If everyone is crying, it means I'm doing fine. If everyone is smiling, इसका मतलब फट सकती है क्योंकि पेपर आसान है. ठीक है.
But everyone smile करता नहीं है, sir. That is a very.
हाँ, तो उसमें अब देखो, उसमें अगर ज्यादा परसेंटेज लो, मतलब 2-4 को छोड़ के अगर 30-40 लोग रो रहे हैं रूम में, इसका मतलब आप बहुत ही अच्छा कर रहे हो. CAT 2018 में I was nervous because in the start I was unable to solve the question. I went to washroom, came back, and I looked at the room. Everyone was crying. मेरे को समझ में आ गया मेरा अच्छा जा रहा. Last year I was unable to understand anything. I went to washroom, came back, looked at everyone. Everyone was crying. मेरा अच्छा जा रहा. ठीक है. So basically अगर आपने इतने टाइम पढ़ाई करी है, ठीक है, आपको आता है, तो इसका मतलब आप कैट में परफॉर्म तो करोगे। अगर आपसे ही नहीं हो रहा है तो इसका मतलब मेजोरिटी लोग नहीं कर रहे। डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, एंड it's not an absolute exam, it's a relative exam. So if everyone is screwed and you have done average, it means you are an outperformer.
A well prepared student should pray for a tough paper.
हाँ,
I
उसको
would like to have a tough paper on the D-Day, क्योंकि कम नंबर कम मेहनत में ज्यादा परसेंटाइल बन जाएगा।
ज्यादा परसेंटाइल आता है और पेपर आसान आ जाता है तो फिर गेम ऑफ लक हो जाता है कई बार।
फाउंड एरर, भगवान से डरो, रेशियो प्रोपोर्शंस इज द किंग ऑफ अरिथमेटिक। मतलब रेशियो के बिना कुछ नहीं बनता है।
I don't
ठीक
think
है,
geometry will work. I don't think LRDI का एक set will work.
And I don't think a TSD will do.
हाँ, पूरा
TSD
arithmetic गया,
हाँ,
पूरा
पूरा
अरिथमेटिक इज
पूरा
रेशियो।
arithmetic गया, geometry का 90% गया, और तुम्हारा वो भी गया, एक LRDI set भी गया. So please take it
तो
seriously,
उसने
complete
कुल
it.
मिला के डायरेक्टली ये बता दिया मेरा कौन बहुत वीक है, ये बात बोल के कि मेरा रेशियो प्रोपोर्शन खराब।
अच्छा, if your percentages is good and you are saying that ratio proportion is bad, you don't know that your ratios is good, because essentially they are the same thing. दोनों सेम ही है। अगर परसेंटेज बन जाता है और रेशियो नहीं बनता है, देन देयर इज समथिंग रॉन्ग इन द वे यू आर अप्रोचिंग द क्वेश्चन। ऐसा नहीं है कि तुमसे वो बनेगा नहीं, बन जाएगा, कोशिश करो।
ठीक है. So what I do in LRDI is specifically, since I have solved, as in if I'm a student, I have solved 200, 250, 400 sets depending upon मैंने कब preparation शुरू करी थी. So and I have written so many mocks, so I kind of know the level of difficulty of a section, not the entire paper, but a section when I'm going through it. It's true for VRC, it's true for LRD, it's true for QA. So whenever I found a particular section difficult, was it actually difficult that I get to know, once the scorecard is out, once the percentile is out, come score पे भी percentile आ गया. So using that knowledge, using that experience in CAT exam also, I go through the questions and I see that what is the level of difficulty of the section. If I find it to be easy, my target is to solve above 10 questions. If it is difficult, my target is कि एक set तो कर लो भाई किसी तरीके से, because people are going to struggle even to solve 2 to 3 questions. So we're not talking about CDC Pro 14 wala LRDI. Okay, we are talking about a particular LRDI section where it is relatively more difficult than what you are used to. In that case, your target should be to solve 7 to 8 questions instead of 10 to 12. आप अपना लेवल कम लेते हो ना, spend more time, which means you have more time to read the questions, read the set, read the stem, comprehend it, and in order to solve the questions, अगर 4 cases भी बन रहे बना लो भाई, एक set तो बनाने हैं. So CDC Pro 14 last 2 sets were very much doable within 40 minutes. जिन लोगों ने last के 2 sets किए होंगे उनका हो गया होगा. There are people who have scored above 25 in LRDI, right? So it's about, you need to read a section and understand easy है, moderate है, difficult है. Accordingly, you will have to improvise. Instant कि नहीं भैया आसान है क्वांट, 10 क्वेश्चन से नहीं होने वाला कुछ.
नवीन सर, मुझे भी DILR में एक चीज ये लगता है, whenever I have taken the CAT, I feel that there will be one set that I won't be able to solve. ठीक है,
हाँ, मैं तो पहला हटाता हूँ हमेशा.
हाँ, तो अगर वो मेरे लिए पहला ही सेट है, देन आई एम द लकीएस्ट पर्सन, क्योंकि उसके बाद फिर मैं जो दौड़ता हूँ बाकी 3 सेट लेके, वो अलग होता है। बिकॉज मेरे को पता चल गया कि वो जो एक को छाटना वो छट चुका, उसके बाद मेरे को करना ही है। और उसमें भी अगर दूसरा सेट भी मेरे को एकदम वो लेवल का ही दिख रहा है, तो मतलब पेपर ही बहुत टफ है। अब मैं खुद को बताऊंगा कि अभी 30 मिनट बचे हैं, बाकी 2 सेट तो बन ही जाएंगे, मैं बना लूंगा।
ओके, फाइनली लास्ट है थानोस. अब चुटकी बजाएंगे और हम लोग 3 लोग गायब हो जाएंगे, बाकी लोग रहेंगे. What to do about past attempt VRC PTSD getting decent marble still it lingers in the back of my mind. The person has not learned to let go. You should change your name from Thanos. कोई और कैरेक्टर.
मुझे नाम नहीं याद आ रहा.
Let it go. your past and your whatever has happened, it should not dictate what you are about to achieve. So ignore it. ठीक है, चलो let's wind up.
Yep.
Okay. चलो, take care everyone. Okay, चलो, bye bye. Good night.
Okay, bye-bye. Good night.
See you guys on Friday. Please do send your queries, your questions, your doubts on the
Sir, एक बार
Telegram app.
वो just put the presentation on and just write down वो लिख दीजिए, आपका email ID लिख दीजिए. You can send it on the email ID also.
हाँ, they can do that.
Yeah.
Naveen.kumar
Okay.
at careerlaunch.com.
Yep. चलिए सर, thanks.
उल्टे सीधे वेबसाइट पे मत डाल देना. चलो, बाय.
Bye.
ठीक है.